They promise 15 leads a month. I have never generated 15 leads a month. It's like, how are they going to do this?
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Strikers, the podcast that talks about business development and lead generation with CEOs and sales directors of small and medium businesses. I'm Max, the CEO of letstrike, and I'm with Lara, campaign manager at letstrike. Today, we welcome our famous guest, Gonzalo.
Thank you, Max.
Gonzalo, EMEA director at Nubosoft Spain. You had quite a remarkable journey since you were fresh out of uni as a business development manager, taking your first job at Nubosoft in the city of Mexico. You were quickly promoted in the position of director after a few years, and you got this amazing opportunity to open and develop the first branch of Nubosoft in Spain. Today we are going to talk about this, how you opened that branch, how you made your first experiments in the business development area, your recommendation about generating leads for our audience who is carefully listening to your insights. And yeah, just first thing first, we're super grateful that you accepted the invitation and very keen to listen to you.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, we've been for sure successful with you, so I'm happy to be here.
Thanks. Well, it all started with an email and now we are here. Right. So to introduce Nubosoft, I'm going to say that now you are a major partner in Spain in the cloud, in the Google Cloud Services industry. You told me that you reached about 150 clients so far in the SME segment mostly.
Correct.
And one thing to note about Nubosoft is that you guys won the award of the best partner of the year with Google multiple times in Latin America.
Correct.
And well, maybe this gave you a little bit of ambition and you were like, okay, now that we are good in LATAM, what can we do in Spain? And that's kind of, I imagine how it began with the idea of developing the Spanish markets. So back in the days, and that would be my first question, what made you choose Spain? What made Spain special and an ideal market for Nubosoft?
Well, it's a good question. Actually, Nubosoft has been growing a lot in the past years. Like the first 5 years were a normal growth, but then it became exponential. So it started growing really fast, really quickly. So we decided to open 2 different regions in places that Google needed us, like LATAM in Colombia and like in Spain. In Spain, there were already other partners, but they were focused on being on big companies and massive clients, which we are not. We are focused on SMB, small clients, medium clients. And we saw the opportunity because Spain has a great economy. I know Spanish people like to complain about it, but they have a really strong economy. They're a good economy compared to Mexican. You know, it's kind of the same economy, but in a way smaller country. So we saw the potential that it had. We saw that they needed us, something like us, to give them the service, the support, the attention that they usually don't give here, or maybe they charge you extra for. So for some of those reasons and just for expansion of the business, we decided to open in Spain. Not only in a professional way, also in a personal way. Spain has always been like a really good place for me to live in. My grandfather was Spanish. I always wanted to come here. So it was like a
Perfect
good
match.
opportunity with a dream come true. It was just perfect. Yeah.
You could say that not only you choose Spain, that Spain kind of chose you as well in this way.
You know, it reminded me of when I went to Australia, when I was actually in the Google Cloud, kind of a Google Cloud partner at the time. And I went to Australia, and it reminded me when I, landed there, and I was like, "Whoa, I have all this market in front of me. What I'm going to do? What is going to be my first order of business?" And I guess that's the next question. Like, you are offboarding the plane, arriving in Spain, January 2021, Madrid, cold. Trying to put myself in your shoes. What was your first order of business? What did you do? Where to start the business development?
Well, as you mentioned, we started cold. We didn't know anyone. We had no name, no reputation here. We were basically the new kids on the block, something like that, if you want to say it. And well, yeah, we started with the basic stuff, the old school basic stuff, like cold calling and cold emails, but without too much experience. I was the only employee here in Nubosoft. So it was like everything was focused on me, and I was trying to get leads from everywhere, but I'm not an expert on lead generation. So it worked on the beginning to get like the few first clients, but then I needed to get some other sources that helped me a lot better or with more experience, which we started with.
Speaking about the first client, where did they come from? Like, how did you get your first clients?
Well, the first clients were recommendations from Mexican clients that we had in Spain also, and with the campaigns we had, we managed a few campaigns that were not very successful. It was not like we had so many clients, but we got some clients that started giving us that push that we needed, and we started with a Google Ads campaign, paid
Yeah.
media. It was not great. We didn't receive many clients from that. Actually, we spent a lot more money than we got back from it.
How much? If you don't mind me asking.
No, no, it's not too much money, but we started paying like 2,000 euros a month
Yeah.
for Google Ads, and you would say like, okay, with that I'm gonna start getting clients, but not really. Here, the Spanish market is a little bit different. They don't really see the ads. As soon as they search something, they see ad 1, ad 2, ad 3. They scroll down and they search for the good ones. So when I started asking people and they told me this kind of stuff, I knew we had to do something different. We couldn't keep wasting money on Google Ads without reason, without a good experience on it. And we decided to work with a CEO, an SEO company. It's like for organic positioning on Google search. So instead of paying $2,000 to Google Ads, we used to pay less to this company, and they would start positioning us a lot higher on the ranks.
How much time did it get you to get high?
It takes time because organic positioning, it takes time. Google needs to see your website, see that it gives good results for the users and everything. So it took us like 4 or 5 months to start getting the first leads. But as soon as you get 1 or 2 leads, you see that your organic positioning is working, and it kept working. It's not our biggest source of leads. It's not like our main one, but
But
get
it's a
some
constant
leads.
flow.
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
gives us a good image, because when someone looks for a Google Cloud partner or professional workspace services, we appear at the top, but without paying for that.
And I imagine the fact that you are on the segment of SME compared to your other partner who are looking for like bigger companies, it maybe helps you to get a better differentiation on the SEO side, right?
Yeah, correct. Because many small companies that don't have the expertise to implement cloud services on their company, they tend to search for these massive partners, and those partners don't really look back at them because they are small, because they don't have that much money, because just because they are small, they don't really care about them, and they have to do everything on their own. So that's where we come in. As Nubosoft, we help no matter how big you are. Even if you are just one guy starting your own company, we can help you with implementing Google Workspace or implementing Google Cloud. And yeah, that's one of the main differences that we have against other partners here in Europe. We have no limits on who can be our clients.
But that was the easy and fun part because you don't have to do nothing, right? You hire partners and you wait for the leads. But what about you picking up your phone and doing the cold calling?
Well,
How
yeah,
was it?
it was hard. I can't lie. It's hard. Always starting a company is really hard because, yeah, people don't know you. They listen to a Mexican guy on Spain, and it's kind of suspicious. But we as we do in Latam, we focus on service, and that helps a lot because clients here are not used to a very good service. I focused on service, so my clients would be happy with us, and like you said, I don't want to. If I have a company and I want to implement Google Workspace for my users, I don't want to worry about that. I don't want to worry about how to migrate all the technical configurations and everything. We help them with that, and we don't charge extra. So that's another big difference. We don't charge support, which is a main income for big partners. They all charge support.
Yeah. And what were your other sources of leads? So I think you mentioned to me that Google was providing some leads to you from time to time.
Yeah, also Google, they receive a lot of leads because mostly when someone is trying to look for Google, they ask first Google where to go to. And as you know, Google has many products and millions of clients, so they cannot handle everything by themselves. That's why they have partners like us to help them implement, give support, also give invoices, everything that the client needs. And yeah, well, basically, Google sends us some leads. As I mentioned, Google is also not my main source. You are my main source of leads. Google has good leads, good quality leads, but a few ones. They send me
Yeah.
1 or 2 every week. It's not
But I
massive.
imagine it's super qualified. Like if you reach out to Google and you fill out a form because you need a partner, I mean,
Yeah.
you end up with Gonzalo, and
Yeah,
it's kind of an
correct.
easy sell, isn't it?
Yeah, those leads, they are few leads, but very good qualified.
Yeah.
The ratio for
Okay.
closing a Google lead is like 80-90%.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Pretty good source.
Yeah.
What about other stuff that you do? I
Yeah.
think you mentioned events as well.
Yeah, we make like 2 or 3 events in Google offices every year. We want to get clients engaged with the product, engaged with Nubosoft, get them to know us in person. You know, after COVID we started doing everything on video conferences, and we lost that human touch, human contact that is very needed in a sales process. So yeah, we also had events. They are a good source for leads, but they are not the best because you cannot make an event every month.
Yeah.
You lose credibility. It's hard to organize, hard to get invites and everything. So we decided to do less events, and they are working. You know, we get around 40, 50 guys into
Nice.
into Google
Pretty good.
offices, and of those 40, 50, they are not all interested, but we get like a 30% interest ratio. So
You could say that maybe those events are also more for building trust with the leads
With
and
the
with the
client.
customers that maybe
Yeah.
you already have the clients.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good for building trust because so they know us, they know we are here, we have a company here. Even if they know I'm Mexican, they know I'm living here, and I go
Yeah.
and I have a good relationship with Google and everything. So
Yeah, so they don't have a feeling that they're just working with
With a
with a
computer.
computer,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
basically. And yeah, we had other sources of leads. When I didn't know what to do and I was tired of cold calling, I hired a company to do it for me.
Ah,
Yeah, I hired,
lazy Gonzalo.
I had other things to do, you know.
Yeah.
I had to implement my clients and
focus
everything.
on your core business.
But yeah, we hired this company and they started doing cold calls for us, which they were good at the beginning because they were getting us some leads, but they were not guaranteeing a minimum. It was like 1 month I could receive 15, 20 leads, but the next month receive 4 or 5. So it was not really stable. And yeah, we finished working with them after 6 months when I saw that, well, their leads were, you know, not the best, but not, it was not the worst, but not the best. And yeah, then I saw your email. I saw your website. I saw your
Our
success
cold
stories,
email.
and yeah, we had the meeting. It sounded good. I wanted to change forces and try and get to reach more people, which you helped me with, and it made a difference. You know, cold calling is not the same as cold emails. It has a lot of differences.
Just going back on the cold calling, usually the biggest criticism against cold calling, I mean, the first one would be that the personalization is rarely up to par because, you know, they need to learn about the product, about the DNA of the company, the mindset, etc. Sometimes they try to sell the meeting and try to avoid talking too much about the details. Did you see a difference in the quality of the leads or not really?
We saw a difference because your leads were more qualified. You know, if someone answered to an email interested in that meeting, they were like probably sure interested.
It's more transparent, you would say.
Yeah, in the cold calling, it was hard to get the meeting. And when they got the meeting, usually they didn't show up or they forgot about it or they just said yes to hang up because they didn't want to keep talking, you know? So I saw the difference as soon as we started working with you. We started with a 15 lead campaign and we received more than 15 leads. We received like 30, 40 the first month and they were good leads. It was not like 30 leads, but all were trash. No, everything was pretty good. And yeah, we kept working. We started with a 3-month campaign, then another 3 months. Now we got a 6-month and we're still working together. So
Yeah.
Here we are a year later.
And here we meet for the first time, by the way, after 1 year. How about the fact that cold emailing, usually the second biggest criticism would be that you need to pay a retainer and there is no promise of results. Is that true? Is that your experience as well?
it's a little bit hard to get clients from cold calling. You can get some, you can reach some people, but it's way harder and way slower. You know, with cold calling, what can you do? Like 50 calls a day, maybe 50 if you're good, and And with cold email, you can do what? 500 emails, 5,000 emails. It's up to you. You know,
A bit more scalable.
yeah, a lot more scalable, and and it's a lot easier, yeah, to qualify the leads, like you said before. Because in cold calling was just get the meeting to get the meeting. Like this company's goal was just to get the meeting. It doesn't matter what, just get the meeting, and then we get the client interested. With cold email, it was different. With you guys, it was we send the email, and if the client replies, it's because he's interested. So they were a little, well, way more qualified, and we got good results.
Especially maybe having guaranteed leads makes it a little bit better, because
Correct.
if you, of course, invest in something and you don't know if
If
you will even get something out of it, it's kind of playing like a lottery, right?
True that. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the leads you got from us. What was, before we talk about this, by the way, what was your experience about cold emailing? You know, there is a little bit of a criticism of the industry. It's kind of sometimes controversial, spammy, GDPR,
Yeah.
dodgy people doing cold emailing for you. Like, we hear a lot of this. What was your opinion and your experience?
Well, I don't think cold emailing is it's bad. A lot of people think it's bad because they spam your email, but what, you receive an email, if you're not interested, just delete it. It's like less than 1 second. It's not gonna take up your time. And for me, it's like a good source to get your company out there, like to get everyone to know you, and at least to get some audience to know your name and what you do, because you never know when someone is needing that specific thing. Our services are pretty needed for companies. Everyone needs like a professional email and everything. That was like the main difference for cold email, like reaching a lot more people was way better. My opinion from cold emailing, it's not as easy as it looks. I tried it at the beginning, and it's way harder than you think, you know, because you just say like, I'm gonna send an email to 2,000 people, and 200 are gonna open and 20 are gonna answer. No, it's not an exact science. It's not hard to get people to read your message. Usually they see it as spam and delete it automatically, and probably block your address. So in the beginning, I was doing some cold emailing campaigns, and it was really hard, and I didn't know how to do it. And as soon as I started working with you, and you told me like these tips that maybe sound basic, but if you are not an expert, you don't know about it, and it helps you a lot to understand how cold email works. And you've guys done a great work. I saw the results instantly. Like my campaigns are nothing compared to what you do. So
Yeah, I think it's the iceberg analogy. You know, on the tip it sounds easy, and everybody knows how to write a cold email, or knows how to ask ChatGPT to write an email. But then making it a campaign, getting results in the long run, obviously it's not that easy. And can you tell me a little bit about your experience? Like, how did it start? What did we do? From your point of view.
Yeah, well, you started really good. Like the first month that we started working with you, I think we got the 15 plus lead campaign, and I thought we were gonna receive like 15, 20, maybe 25 leads, but we got like 30 plus on the first campaign. So as soon as I saw the results, I was like, okay, this is good. This is gonna work. And yeah, it seemed a little bit weird the way you worked and everything. Maybe it's weird to think that someone's gonna send emails through your name but with not the same domain. And it sounds suspicious, but as soon as you see the results, it's like, okay, these guys know what they're talking about, and they do. I've seen the results, and yeah, we started working with you about more than a year ago, and yeah, always the follow-ups have been really good. Every campaign, if there's something wrong or if the results are not what we expect, you help us manage the campaign and set it up like differently, attack different areas, different targets, different clients, and yeah, the way you guys work, it's been pretty good, because we don't have to care about how to generate the leads. We take care of how to sell to them. So
exactly, and that's a good transition, because when you arrive in the meeting, you take the meeting. What's your routine? Like, what do you prepare? How do you handle the call? What's happening after the call?
Well, the call is always the same. I have like a basic script, you know, like any salesman do. You have almost your script. It's on your mind. And well, selling is mostly about follow-ups. It's not mostly about the sale, because the sale is in the first call.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna close a client on the first call. You need follow-ups, follow-ups, follow-ups. And that's basically what we did. What you need to do if you get leads, you need to take care of them. It's not just take one call and wait for the client to send me the information. No, you have to call them, see how they're doing, see if they have questions, see if they have seen everything right, or if they need any help with getting up some information. So yeah, basically giving good follow-ups to the client, to the leads that you send us, it's important for the results.
And can you maybe share with us, like, if you have a special case of a lead that you have taken that was really successful, that turned out to be an amazing lead?
Well, yeah. I have so many. I don't know. I have one, like
Well,
one
happy to
big
hear
one
that.
one big client came up to my mind. But yeah, these guys already had Google. They already worked with Google, but with another partner. As soon as you got the meeting with the client for us, we got into the meeting and we did our basic sales pitch. But the client was impressed because everything we do, the other partner does it for charge. So just to let that guy know that there is someone better was the big difference, because now they don't want anything to do with the other partner. They want to change with us, they want to work with us, and it's a big company, so that's gonna have good results on the return of investment. And
You just needed to be in front of them and
yeah, I just needed to get the lead, and you got that for us, so that's great.
Well, I guess we achieved the promise. And plus, you told me something amazing about your close rate. I don't want all my clients to be so excited about your close rate, but maybe we can share that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give an estimate. It's not like exactly that, but it's above 30%
Amazing.
closing ratio. If we get 10 leads from you, we're gonna close at least 3, and in some campaigns more. So it's a pretty big ratio to compared to our other sources. It's the biggest one, the biggest ratio we have. So yeah, it's something to show off.
So would you say you have an ROI on our services?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not the cheapest service I've seen, but it's not the most expensive. It's a good price for what you get, and for us it has been giving results. It has been giving a return of our investment. So yeah, we're happy to work with you, and for sure we'll keep working longer.
Well, I'm sure Lara is happy to hear this.
Oh, really happy.
So far, we mentioned that, Lara mentioned to me that we had 232 leads, plus another 80 conversations that were not leads, but I would say extra prospects that do not count in the lead count. If you take all these results that we generated, how do you compare those to other sources of lead? What are the pros and cons of these leads?
I'm really happy with your results, because it's actually our biggest source. Like last year we got like 250 leads from all of our sources, and almost 200 were from your side. So it was our main source for sure. And yeah, also it's not only the quantity of the leads, it's also the quality. Of those 200, as I mentioned, at least we closed 70 or 80 new clients. So we basically doubled our client base in 1 year by started working.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is pretty amazing results.
Yes.
I'm just warning my listeners that it's not everybody that gets that amazing results, but I guess that's the purpose of why we create letstrike and what we're trying to achieve with our clients. It's to put you in front of your audience and make sure you have a chance to close. Just moving on to, we say, okay, cold emailing, it's amazing, it's scalable, it's not so expensive, it's putting you in front of your clients so you don't have to worry about, doing all the logistics of doing your sourcing of the data, doing your segmentation and executing the campaigns, etc. So you can focus on your business, but it's not for everybody. So can you tell us a little bit about the pro and the cons and who is it best suited for?
Well,
in your opinion?
In my opinion, I would say cold email is for everybody. I don't know if you can correct me because you're the expert, but I think it's like a good way to get the company out there, to get someone to have some interest in you. So I haven't seen any cons of working with you guys. I haven't received any complaints from anyone or anything, which you might be scared, as a new client to, okay, what if you start spamming people and they I don't know, they sue me for spamming their emails or whatever. And it's not like that. So you can be safe to say that there are not many cons. It's basically just, it's trial and error. You have to try, and if it works, then keep doing it. If it doesn't work, change it, like we did with the other company. We started working with you, and this is working. We're still working with you.
Yeah, that's I really like that you say this, because that's the exact reason we chose to have a commitment of results. Because no one is going to give us 20,000 euros up front to do cold emailing. You don't know the partner, you don't know cold emailing, everything sounds spammy, dodgy, etc. You have all your,
Lots of misconceptions.
misconceptions.
Of what it is.
And you need to try to see if it was going to work. So that's why we chose to
Yeah.
kind of narrow down to 15 leads. So the
Nice.
budget is manageable. You
Yeah.
get your trial, and then
Of course, you can always increase
decide.
and
Yeah.
decide.
And that's how you end up when it works well. That's where you end up with a 6-month contract like you.
Yeah, no, as you said, you're always suspicious at the beginning. It's like
course.
they promise 15 leads a month. I have never generated 15 leads a month. It's like, how are they gonna do this? But yeah, I just trusted in you, and you showed me the results in month 1, and since then we've been working together.
Well, that's a pretty good success story, but we are arriving towards the end of this podcast. I guess at this point, I just wanted to summarize a little bit what you mentioned to us. You mentioned at the beginning that you did some pay-per-click, didn't work too well. You did your own cold calling campaigns. Kind of worked, but scalability was not great. Then you worked with a cold calling partner. You also experienced SEO, which worked really well. After 5 months, you got your source ready, so you could get a steady stream of leads. Small source, but very reliable. Then you got Google, who supplied some leads to you. Not so many, but very high quality, very good close rates. And then letstrike. What's going to be next? What are you going to experience this year and next year?
Well, for this year, I'm putting my hopes on you. I hope this doesn't put the pressure on you. Yeah, but no, actually, as you get bigger, it gets a little bit easier. Because when you're small and you don't have any clients to back you up, it's way harder. But as soon as you get a little bit of push, and you have some clients that they recommend you, or they give you good quotes or whatever, it's a little bit easier. For our next steps, well, we are gonna have our events like every year. We have an event coming up in 1 month in Google Madrid, and we still have that campaign with you. We still have the SEO positioning, and yeah, right now these are our strategies. We're not, because the results with you have been really good. We're not looking for anything else. Let's see how you work this year, and we'll see if we keep working together. But I'm sure we will.
Yeah, I guess the pressure is on you, Lara.
Yes.
You know what to do. Well, that was, I guess, the last question. Thank you so much, Gonzalo. And well, we'll be happy to continue to generate leads for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we encourage our clients to ask you some questions. We'll drop your LinkedIn at the bottom of the podcast.
Yeah.
And if they have some requirements for tips and tricks when you start up a business in Spain, I'm sure you will be able to assist.
Yeah, send me all the questions. I can help you out. I'm happy to be here, and I hope we can keep working together for a long time.
Yes. Excited to keep collaborating and getting even more leads this year.
Great.
Thanks, Gonzalo.
Thank you.